So Sandy Brondello is the coach of the Toronto Tempo right now. She is the coach of them, and it's one of those things where it's kind of rare to see in the WNBA of people not taking something unbelievably personally, not going out of their way to, like, if an organization trades them to go and burn that organization, or and like there are a couple of exceptions. Like I think actually Nalissa Smith with the Fever, when it comes to the players, is an exception. The players and the fans, and you see it with a lot of times with just the pettiness. There is a level of pettiness that's there in the league, and there is a level of professionalism that's just not there, and probably does stem from the fact that the players and coaches probably weren't being paid like elite pro athletes and coaches for a long time. For a long time, only until very recently has that happened. And look, Sandy Brondello was definitely getting paid very well. I have no doubt about that she was getting paid very, very well in New York. Probably a minimum of 300, 400K a year, and that's just being conservative. But let's take a listen here.
Sitting in media with Stewie and Sabrina, and a reporter 5 seconds after the season's over asks you that question, like, what is this moment like? I guess you kind of already said it. You weren't necessarily shocked, but just like, what's happening for you in right after the season ending?
Yeah, look, obviously it's tough. We want to go to the finals, and we're the champions from last year. And the hardest thing, and it, is to repeat. It really is hard. Now our team had changed a little bit because of expansion. We lost some really good players. We lost, Laney was start of the year. It was different, and then we had all these injuries, not just to our role players who are important, but to our best players, and it was hard. It was a very disruptive season, and trying to find it. But I just felt, I just felt that it probably wasn't the right fit anymore, to be quite honest. And obviously it was a leadership decision there, and I work best when I'm in a partnership, and so I felt like if that can't be what I think it should look like, and that doesn't mean I'm the right how it should look like is A, B, and C, because you have to have that. It was probably time. And then I always say 4 years. I had 4 great years. I got to win a championship. That will always be special for me. I think what we've done in New York, and to be a part of that, it was fantastic. And if they want to move on, that's fine. And that's, people say, like, it's been exciting since then. Just navigating this different
you've
world.
been on your own free agency.
Being a free agent, that was interesting too. But it's obviously it's been overwhelming, but it's been nice, and it's I just have so much more to give, and I just love what we do. And one door closes, another one opens. But I have it was a privilege to coach in New York, and to win that championship with some amazing players, and that those relationships with those players will continue because we did something special, and I think I led the team in what I think was the right way.
And yeah, obviously, look, we're now looking at obviously her with the Talking on Sue Bird's podcast, talking about this, and you can see it. Like, she literally was just like, yeah, it just wasn't the right fit. It just wasn't the right fit anymore. Like, I wanted to do things one way, the ownership wanted to do things the other way, and that was it. And that's what you kind of want to see that. Because in those scenarios, you're like, okay, cool. No, neither party feels like they're getting screwed. Neither party is there, like, with nobody feeling like the other party is out to get them. It's just a thing. And then they were talking about, it's her free agency, because I think most of the vacant coaching jobs we're looking for. Like, it's not like Sandy Brondello has done badly in her coaching career. She was the Phoenix Mercury coach for 8 years. Like, she won a WNBA championship in her first year as a head coach. And she got to the finals in her last year with Phoenix. It just didn't work out. They lost to the Chicago Sky. She was the Australian coach until this year for 8 years, got a medal. How many Olympic medals did she get as a coach? She only got the bronze in this year's Olympic. They didn't get a 2021 Olympic medal. Who got bronze in 2021? So I don't think Belgium did. I have no idea who got bronze in 2021 Olympics. But like beating a good Belgian team, beating a genuinely good Belgian team in that lost to the USA, obviously. Beat a good Belgian team in that 3rd and 4th place playoffs off the back of Ezi Magbagor and an all-star performance by Alana Smith. So we're looking now at situations here where it just maybe wasn't the right fit, and she's going to go on and do other things. She's staying in the league. And that's one of the things where it's like, I know she's won a championship, but there are championship head coaches or coaches that have done really well in the past that a lot of people just wouldn't be that interested in keeping on. And there are coaches in the past that everyone wants, no matter what, to keep on. And Sandy Brondello is one of those coaches where it's like, I think in general, like players seem to like her. Players want to play for her. And overall, like, it's now a situation where the league is just not really in the she's in a position in the league where she's seen well enough and spoken with well enough that she can go and get a job somewhere else. And that's one of those things where I'm like, I do think that there is a level of professionalism and these teams are looking for. Because I think if she had have clapped back in that interview clip, if she had have shown that she was someone that was going to be combative rather than just you know, kind of going with it, and I think maybe she'd be less hireable. I genuinely think that Christy Sides tweeting out "leave it in a better place" than you got it, which she's right, by the way. The Fever was a much better team after she left than when she showed up. But I stand by it. Like, I'm fully convinced that did not help her. That did not help her case. Like, I think if Christy Sides had not tweeted that, she probably has an assistant coach job and not just be stuck with the assistant coach job for the Canadian national team, who, like, look, are okay, I guess. They're okay. Not a great national team. Not a bad one. Yeah, it's one of those things where I think there is a, like, what was previously accepted in the WNBA. I think there was just a lack of professionalism that had been acceptable. And I think you're seeing now that it's not really acceptable anymore. Like, you're not seeing even the likes of Swoops everywhere. You're not seeing the likes of Cheryl Swoops everywhere anymore. On WNBA TV, just because of how Cheryl Swoops has been. And you can see it with Sandy Brondello, someone who has been professional, who has, look, I think she did the greatest job at New York. I think she did a good job overall. I didn't think she did a great job last year. And she got fired, and that's what happens with coaches in sports. But you can see, I noticed she'd won a championship, but a lot of people are like, oh, you know, they won the championship not because of her. They would have won the championship with anyone as a coach. And you're still seeing a Toronto Tempo team going out of their way to hire her, while the Wings want to hire her as well. And it's hard to get a job in the WNBA right now without NBA experience. It is. No matter what anyone wants to say, it is really difficult to get a WNBA head coach job without NBA experience. So yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys.